What's up, what's up?
You mentioned after the game on that 20-yard touchdown run, kind of like it was the playoffs, so I was going to power through it and just get to the end zone. Do you have an ability to kind of identify moments where you just need to like put it all on the line versus maybe times when you should protect yourself a little more? That's when you feel like you've developed a better balance at as your career's progressed?
I mean, yeah, for sure. There's times where, you kind of run out of balance and let the running backs, run it in or, call a different play call. But at the same time, I just go off instincts, honestly. I don't, during a play, hey, I'm run 20 yards and then step out of bounds. If it's a play where I can get in the end zone and make a spark for my team, then that's what I'm going to do. So, I just kind of play off instincts and make the best decision for myself. And I felt whenever I made the cut back inside and ran out with the safety, I knew I was still up and I just had a couple more yards to go. So I just, got myself in the end zone. If it was a different situation, like 10 yards out, or there was more people around, I definitely would have probably slid or went down. So it's just kind of just off instincts.
Does the magnitude of the game have any impact on kind of how you navigate situations like that?
No, not at all. I mean, even if we were up 30 points, I'd still be doing the same thing.
When the offense is clicking, how would you describe the style of the Texans offense when you guys are clicking all cylinders?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's really no style, honestly. We can run the ball, we can throw the ball, we can finesse, we can run downhill, we can do, pretty much everything. That's the way we built. If we all on the same page and execute and, understand each situation and see it through the same set of eyes, we're tough to stop. But that's what we got to do on a consistent basis. And we got to continue to fix that throughout the week, starting today. And then, in the meeting rooms and even, outside of, the stadium and the facility, we still got to communicate and watch film and try to, build that chemistry and see it through the same set of eyes.
First of all, congratulations about your reaching this level. You certainly deserve it. Last year, it was the last time you reached the playoffs when you played against the Kansas City Chiefs. It wasn't that good. As opposed to that time, to this time around, what lessons did you learn from that experience for you to apply it against this game and for you guys to reach to the next level, which is a championship game?
Yeah, the biggest thing is really just kind of just focusing on the task at hand. We can't worry about next week because next week is not promised. So we just take it one play at a time, one snap at a time, and the most important play is always the next play. And the most important, meeting or most important thing throughout the week is the next task at hand. And, and we're just going to focus and take it one step at a time until, game time hit, and then we're just going to take it from there. That's the biggest thing. We can't worry about what happened in the past, can't worry about what's going to happen in the future. We got to worry about the moment now and take care of the moment now. And then we'll see what happens whenever that time comes.
Deshaun, that time you broke down the defense and kind of told people everything you were seeing on a play, it really went wild because the public doesn't usually see stuff like that. Like, they don't get to see the behind-the-scenes thing. But I was wondering, did people, within the business, football people, did anyone reach out to you after that and, say anything about what they thought of you, kind of giving us a peek behind the curtain?
Nah. Because, the people that's around me and the people that evaluated me throughout the draft process, people that's been in the meeting rooms with me, they all knew the football smarts and the student I am, towards the game. So I'm always learning, always trying to improve, always asking questions. So it was not so, surprised by anybody in this organization, in this locker room, the coaching staff that, that just kind of came out. It was just, communicating with him, explaining to him, what was going on and what I saw. We just kind of just putting him in my shoes and, just kind of go from there.
You mentioned Patrick were linked during the draft process. You guys were drafted 2 spots away from each other. You know each other well. What's it like? You've already played in the season. What's it like to go up against him at Arrowhead? And a lot of people think this is maybe just the beginning of this rivalry you guys might have for the next decade or so.
It's cool. It's cool to see a fellow friend of mine and a guy that's playing the same position as me have so much success and sit in live action. So it's definitely dope. It's going to be a good experience. Like you said, we played earlier this year. It was a good game. Went back and forth. It's just two good teams going head to head, and we're just trying to be the best we can for our team and help our team win.
So you mentioned the downhill aspect of the offense. What's it like having a upper back like Carlos that can also get outside and for more yards?
I mean, it's good. I mean, Carlos has been a heck of a addition for this team, for this organization. He's been running hard. He's been doing whatever we ask him to do, as an offense, as a team, and definitely been doing his job to his highest. So I'm blessed to have him as my running back and as a teammate, as a brother, as a friend, and he's definitely improving, and he's looking forward for the challenge on Sunday.
Before that touchdown run to Carlos, he had dropped the ball on the play prior to that, and you were sort of talking to him on the field, and he said that you had said to him, "You got to move on because I'm going to you on the very next play."
Yeah.
Why was that so important to you to sort of give him that confidence?
Because I knew he was frustrated, especially in the big time moment where, we got the exact look that we wanted for that play call, and I switched the play. And I knew he was going to walk in and score because that's what we saw on film, and he knew it too. But he just lost a little bit of focus on the ball, and he dropped it. And I knew he was frustrated because it was his moment to score in a big time game to change the atmosphere and change the momentum. So I knew he was down and he was frustrated, and we talked about protecting the ball and catching the ball, looking things in all week. And I knew exactly what the next play call was because me and OB and Tim Kelly talked about the first couple of plays once we get inside the 5, what it's going to be. So I knew. So before I even got the play call, I told him, it's over with. I'm coming to you right now. So, refocus and get ready to score. And then I called the play, and, right before I even faked it, I called his name, Los, and I just tossed it to him, and he got in and did what he had to do.
Has anyone ever done that for you, a veteran, where you sort of had to shake it off?
Oh, for sure. Plenty of times. I mean, a whole bunch, especially not even just on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. Games where we were down or games where, I turned the ball over and I came to the sideline frustrated and with my head down, they'll walk, once they go on the field, they'll come over and be like, D-Watt. And they'll just go like that, get your head up, we're following you, So, they don't really say too much. They just look at me and they know, like, hey, we're on the same page, like, we still behind you. Like, keep pushing. And, I mean, everyone's going to need that. Not just me, not just, other guys on the team, coaches and everyone that's a part of this organization, that's part of the, having, that role in us winning on Sundays is, everyone's got to help each other out.
What do you remember about y'all falling behind 17-3 in Kansas City and then coming back? What do you remember about falling behind and then coming back?
Honestly, it's a blur. To be honest, once we, they went up, I guess, real early in the first quarter, but at the same time, we don't even focus on that. I mean, yes, we don't want to be down. We don't want to get down, especially against a great team like that. But at the end of the day, we just keep pushing. We keep fighting. We're going to play till 60 minutes. So, we knew that we had the team. We had the momentum. We had the guys on that sideline that can come back and win that game, and that's what we did.
Are you reading any books right now? And if not, are there any books that you've read in your life that really inspired you?
Inspired me.
Or that you really took a lot from? Or
I would say there was definitely this one book, John Gordon. It's called The Coffee Bean. And Coach Sweeney actually, John Gordon and Coach Sweeney actually gave it to me. And I've been reading it, and it's about, just being able to basically, regardless of what environment that you're in, you can bloom where you're planted, and that you're not the water, so you're not the outside. And so if you're the coffee bean, you put a coffee bean in the water, and it spreads throughout, the water, and it changes the flavor. So you be the coffee bean that changes the environment that you're in. Don't let the environment change you.
when did you meet DeAndre?
Sometime back in high school on a recruiting trip. Yeah. I mean, I was just amazed. Of course, I was young, going to these college visits, being in the locker room on game day, seeing all these big-time athletes, him, Sammy Watkins, Taj Boyd, Andre Ellington. I mean, all these guys, and just kind of like, man, just one day, hopefully have the opportunity, just to be out there and make plays like they're making.
Sean, Warren Moon was here in town a couple of days ago. He said that he believes that you have Hall of Fame potential written all over you. I know it's a long way down the road, but what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's dope. I mean, it's definitely a great honor and recognition from a guy that's done a lot for this league, and a guy that's done a lot for this community, and just being able to, be recognized for that. And, it's definitely a long ways away, have a lot more to improve on. And I know that he knows that, but it's, it's pretty cool to, have guys to encourage me. It can definitely use it as motivation.
The other day you said that on the Clemson LSU game, you said you're riding with the real Tigers. So we asked Alex Bregman what he thought about that.
I'm a
And
dog.
he said he's glad you're pulling for LSU.
Nah, I ain't mess with LSU. Them boys, they know where it's at. They know where the real Death Valley is and the real Tigers is. So we ain't worried about no LSU.
Vince, do you feel like the run pass option is something that anytime let's break that back out because you've had some success with it in games, including the first Kansas City game?
Maybe. I can't give you too much information.
When you watched back your great escape against the Bills, when you should have been sacked and of course you weren't, what did you see?
Honestly, I should have got the ball out a little sooner. I should have went to the field where Kenny was instead of going towards Hop, knowing it was, both kind of the guy that was over Taiwan was going to fall off versus the coverage of blitz zero they were doing. And but it was just kind of I was just expecting at least one guy to come free, and I was going to buy myself some time, but the other guy came free on the other edge, and I just kind of braced myself, and the guy, I think it was 33, he came and I stepped up and he spun me around. Once I spun around, 58 got caught by surprise and he tried to hit me, but he hit my back shoulder and he kind of bounced off of me. And it was just at the same time, and I just spun out of it and I saw Taiwan just kind of sitting there. And actually he did a good job of really coming towards me instead of running across the field, running, vertical. And, I just gave it to him and then he just made a great play after that. Did I say wow?
Did you say wow?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely one of my top plays I've ever made in my career. But for a lot of guys, especially in that locker room and a lot of people that's watched me grow up and play, it was like a wild play, but it wasn't a surprise play for sure.
Lucky, blessed, or talented, or a combination of those three in that play that she was mentioning.
Oh, blessed. Yeah, that was all guys right there. All guys, ability right there. So it's dope.
Said that you probably should have gotten rid of the ball sooner. When you're holding on to the ball, or sometimes if you're holding on a little bit too long, is that your instincts? And how can you combat that if you feel like you do need to get the ball out quicker?
It just depends on the course of the game. Honestly, like that play, OB and Tim Kelly and everyone else, trust the decision I'm going to make because of my instinct. So I knew I was going, the consequences behind what I was doing. By holding the ball, I was going to get hit. And so, I knew I was going to do that, and, I just made a play. I just knew I was going to brace myself. And for those guys, and especially in that moment of the game, it was do or die. They were actually going to have to both, pick me up and bring me down. I wasn't going down the first contact. So I already made my mind up, during the snap and, for seeing the safety fall off on Hop, that I was going to have to hold it a little bit longer and try to make something happen, and that's what I did.